you can see this beautiful design that strokes through, and as it goes, the color of the text of the heading here, it changes. And we use a very, very wonderful font here. First of all, I want to add a section. I want to add a section here, and then it will be flexbox, this first grid, and then I want to make the background to be black. So to do that, click on style, click on these 6 dots, click on style, come to background type, click normal, then click color, and then you can choose. I want it to be black. I now want to add a text widget there. So this is it, heading, not text, but heading. I will drag it and put it there. To drag it, you just click and drag. And then I want to write the title of my website, Donodio Systems. And I want this to be centered. Click on style, go to center. Then I want to change the text color. I want the text color. So I want to make this to be global. So the primary is color. Let me click on manage global colors so that I will not have to be changing this all the time. So for primary, I'm going to make this to be white. This secondary should be, yes, something of that sort, secondary black. And then text should also be kind of blackish. And then this one, I'm going to give it a color. Now, let me use the color of my own portfolio website. I want to use the color scheme. Having picked that color, I'm going to drop it here. It's a very nice color. Then I'm going to save changes. So I can do the same thing for global fonts. The primary font should be, I'll have this to be Poppins, and then I'm going to have it to be 700, and then I'm going to have it to be, let's just see, let's make this 40. The secondary, I'm going to, let's say for text, I'm going to have it to be Ubuntu, and then I'm not, this is text, Ubuntu, I'm going to have it to be 16, and then the text 400, that's the width. I'm going to save changes. Let's say secondary, I can have this to also be Poppins, but this time around it should be 30. It should be 30, and it should be 600. I can now go ahead and save changes. That is that. So for typography, for theme style, I think I will just leave this the way it is for now. Then I can just close this. So you see automatically the font here has changed. But I can now go ahead and change, and it is now 40, but I want it to be bigger than this. I want it to be, let's say, I want it to be maybe 110. And if I publish this, and then I view the page in large mode, that is what it looks like. Now what I want to do is that I want to increase the top padding of this section. The top padding, I want to make it, or not even the top padding, but I want to increase the minimum height. The minimum height should be, let's say 400. I'll make this to be 400 because I'm going to add some other elements here. 400. Okay, now another thing I want to do is I want to justify the content to be center. So that is that. Now I want to change certain things about this text. I want to do a custom effect on this text, and we are going to be using custom CSS. I'm going to drop the custom CSS. Now For me to be able to use custom CSS, I'll need to come to Advanced and come down to Custom CSS. You need Elementor Pro for this. If you continue with this tutorial and one or two other things which I'm going to be doing, you need Elementor Pro in order to be able to do this. I'm going to leave the link to Elementor Pro, my affiliate link. If you buy, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you buy, I make a little commission which helps me to continue making videos like this. So I'm just going to go ahead now to the back end of my website, and then I want to come to Plugins, Add New, and I want to install Elementor Pro. I'll click on Add New, then I need to click and choose Elementor Pro. I already have it downloaded on my computer. If I click on Choose File, it brings me here, and that's Elementor Pro. I'll install right now. It's installing. I'll just activate it right now. And if I now come here, let me publish this first of all. Always make sure to publish your work whenever you do make any changes. If I reload this right now, and I now come back to this text, come to Advanced, and I go to Custom CSS, you see we now have this field. This is an Elementor Pro feature. So I have some custom CSS I will drop in here, which is going to give it an effect, a special effect like you saw on the demo. I'll just drop the code here right now. So you see, that is the code. Right off the bat, you don't see anything, and there's a reason for that. Let me save this first. And here's the reason. When I walk through the code, I can already pick out one or two errors. Let me fix those. So I went ahead and fixed that. It was just a little glitch. So you can see we have this animation here. This is the animation we have. And we can change the color of this text. I'll just click here and I'll come back to style, and I want to change this text to be black. So you see it now, we now have this effect which goes over this. Now if I come back to my CSS, I can change the thickness of this outline here. Maybe it's now 2px. I could make this 5px. You see it's now thicker. I would not want to do that. As a matter of fact, I may even want to make it 1px. But let's just say 2. I'll maintain it to be 2. And then I can come back to style, and I want to increase the size of this text maybe to 120. You could even change the font. Let's say I could use big shoulder display since it is slimmer. So I could use a larger, a larger size, 190. And if I do that, I could also make this 900. If I do that and I preview this, so it's not looking very good because it cuts off the page. So I will do this. I will make it 1. It should be on the same line, on one line. If it's not on one line, it's going to cut off. So let's make this 162. And now, how does it look? This is how it looks on the website. It is pretty good.